sitting all day. Okay? Now, there's a whole lot of muscles involved in the pelvis. And we put in almost $3 billion a year on urinary incontinence. It's not a nice thing to have. As a Seventh-day Adventist walking around smelling of urine. You can't witness that way. So I want you to be a good, passionate witness for Christ. So I'm going to teach you 2 exercises. If you learn those 2 exercises, if you develop urinary incontinence, if you do it 50 times a day, and you deliver right to me, I'll send you a check for $5,000. I'm not sure, okay? So you put 2 heels apart like this, okay? And I want you to bring your toes in and your knees together. So bring the toes in like this to meet, and then out again. So the toes in like this, okay? And at the same time, you bring the knees in. So they're like this, so the toes come in like this to meet, okay? And the heels come in as well. So we're going to try it now. Together like this, okay? So just a simple exercise like that. Bring it in like this, the heels apart, and you'll see after a while, your ankles start hurting. But I need you to do this. After you learn to do it for a while, you can do it for hours, okay? So you do this every day like this. So sometimes I'm sitting in my office, I spend my whole life dictating. And sometimes while I'm dictating, I do like this, okay? So you want to learn to do that. The other one is a little bit more difficult to explain, especially with children here. But you have to learn, talk to somebody professional. I want to just introduce it to you. You see, when you're trying to urinate, and you're trying to, and you need to get to the bathroom and you're like this. That muscle that you're holding in, okay? I want you to practice it. You can sit down, nobody knows it. It's called Kegel exercise. And I want you to practice it about 50 times a day. So you just do like this and just contract those muscles, okay? And nobody knows you're doing them. And you're exercising like this. Very, very important, okay? And you're doing like this and you're laughing with the patient. Okay? So I want you to do that. Very important. And I want you to do the next one. So you do that about 50 to 80 times a day. You do this pelvic exercise and the Kegel exercise. I want you to do that. You know, start from now, because there's a whole constellation of muscles under there that bear up the whole body that you need to get going. Another set of exercise I want you to learn is called your core exercise. Okay? So if you could stand for me and just lean forward and give yourself some space and just lean forward. Stretch that you can feel the calf muscle stretching. You go, but you keep the body straight. Keep the body upright. Okay? We're talking about these core muscles. Extend your hand like this and just wheel around like that. Okay? Until you feel it here and you can feel it in your abdomen. Just stretch it all around like that. There you go. Okay? Come on, there you go. Okay? Those core abdominal muscles. Okay? There you go. Just put it all the way. Just turn the other foot. Next one over. Heel forward. Stretch your hand like this and just turn that muscle all the way around. There we go. Okay. So we're going to try to see if we can do them all together before we finish. The other one I'm going to show you, you can't do it now, but I want you to practice it at home as much as possible. Because it helps to strengthen this. As you lose this weight, you're going to have all this fat, all this sag. And I want you to strengthen that muscle. So you get down like this. And you go up on your toes, okay? And just stay like this, okay? Just stay like this. And after a while, you feel the core muscles start contracting. That's all you do. Just stay like this for a while, okay? And after a while, after a few seconds, you feel the core muscles start hurting. Keep your back straight. No, keep your back straight. Okay? Okay. All right. Now, before you sit, I want you to just go like this with me. Cross your arms. Just go like this. Okay? Here we go. All right? Build up blood. You can do this anywhere. You sit in. These doctors, they tell you to come at 11 o'clock. At 11:30, you're still waiting on the doctor. So you can do this on the run. So when my patients are fussing for me because I'm 20 minutes behind, I tell them, you could have used this for 20 minutes, get your exercise in. Okay? All right. Okay. Now, one of the habits that I want you to develop is the habit of using superfoods strategically. One of the habits that I want you to develop is to use superfoods strategically. And what are these superfoods? Legumes. I wish I had the time, I don't know if the slide might be here, it might come up, to tell you about some research with a group of people called Seventh Adventists. I might have the slide. There's unbelievable studies there. Maybe I'll mention it very quickly, just in case I don't. I'll come back to it if the slides are not here. Whole grains. What you had this morning, you had legumes and you had whole grains. They have shown that people who eat whole grains on a regular basis don't get coronary artery disease. Are you here? Anybody here? Okay. The same thing with legumes. If you're eating legumes every day, you never say never in medicine. There's always the person's the exception to the rule. But you almost never get colon cancer. Almost never. God gave us these things for a reason. Garlic. Garlic has a very high concentration of selenium. And there's a nut as well that has a very high concentration. Who gets the prize tonight? Who can tell me? All right. Very good. You guys are really bright. Okay, so every time I am not facing the public, if for some reason it snows over in Dallas, Fort Worth, or any reason I'm not facing the public, I dice up about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic and make a big salad, and I have that for breakfast every morning. My wife goes like this. Okay, you're stink for 8 hours. But I bring my selenium level very high. People centenarians, people who live to 100 without any chronic diseases have very high levels of selenium. So you want to eat foods. These are superfoods, broccoli, spinach. If there were 2 miracle foods, broccoli and spinach. Now I don't have a handout with these lists, so you might want to write off these lists. So spinach, for instance, is you as much as possible should have spinach every single day. There's a compound in spinach that literally prevents macular degeneration. Okay? And there is no treatment for macular degeneration. It doesn't care what the ophthalmologist tells you. So prevention is the best thing. Okay, kale lettuce. Yes, sir.
Does that have to be fresh?
Yes, sir. We would rather, thanks for mentioning, we would rather you eat 50% or more of your meal, your full plate meal, of fresh, and if you can find it, organic plants. If you can find it. If you have a chance to grow something yourselves, great. But if you can get organic food, yes. Callaloo. You mean Ilaloo. Okay. All these greens, God put strategically in every country. Okay, greens. I just saw tuna. Anybody know what tuna is? Huh? No, not the fish. Where's my Mexican connection? Huh? The cactus fruit, the fruit from the cactus. My wife just brought home some pink tuna. Have you ever seen it, anybody? Pink tuna. Even in the deserts, that color is so important that even out there where nothing grows, you can eat healthily. Okay? So, flax seeds, super. 7,000 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids in flax seeds. So these are foods that are strategic because they have high concentration of nutrients. So it's very important that you eat some of this every single day. So legumes should be there every day. Whole grains should be there every day for morning. So what I do with my patients, they eat 3 grains every morning. I take through a seminar of 6 weeks. I spend the whole weekend together. We go to a hotel and we camp out together. Okay? And then I brainwash them. My wife said, "You're just brainwashing your patients." I told one of my patients that, she said, "Tell your wife that is the best brainwashing I've ever had." So we spend the whole weekend together, twice a year. And then we meet Tuesday and Thursday for 3 weeks. And then they have 3 weeks to practice on your own. And then we have a graduation. Our next graduation is November 6th. Okay? So we spend all of them together. It takes about 3 to 6 weeks to generate genetic expression. Have you ever heard this before? Who fasted for 40 days? When I see the technology, the science behind it, I say, Lord Jesus, thank you so much. So he came, he fasted for 6 weeks so that when he comes out to coming out with his genes functioning differently than when he went in. So if you take up this challenge for 40 days, just eat nothing else but what's here for 40 days. Your taste buds will change. And I show my patients how your liver changing. And the liver that you had in January is a totally liver you have today. The colon that you had on Monday of this week is a totally different colon today. Okay? These changes keep going over and over in your body. Your red blood cells that you're carrying, that gave you oxygen today, you didn't have those red blood cells in March. Every night, 120 days, they completely change. Okay? So you can actually change the whole by these high antioxidant foods. Hippocrates again, our food should be our medicine, and our medicine should be our feed. Another thing that I want you to understand, what we did this morning was give you a taste of this. I want you to eat your breakfast like a king. Yes, ma'am. Okay, the question is, the individuals who have arthritis, should you eat a lot of legumes? Okay, can anybody answer her for me? What's the answer, yes or no?
Yeah.
A lot, ma'am, of legumes. Okay, you don't eat the meat. You don't need the meat. Okay, just trust God. For years, we had to just take all of this by faith. Now, you don't want to believe in God? Take the scientific route. The science are saying the same thing. Yes, ma'am. Did I answer your question, ma'am? The answer is yes, as much as you can.